Hi everyone. Just accommodating the camera last minute, which I should have done before we started. Hi, good morning. I'm gonna wait until some of y'all hop on and hopefully I'm gonna swipe to make sure I see comments, because last time I totally didn't see your comments. So as you're hopping on, please say hi. I'm gonna make it a point to make sure that I see your comments on the screen. So as the title of this video suggests, we are going to be talking coffee and postpartum. Hi, please say hello as you're hopping on so I can say hi to you and hopefully this time see comments, which was really frustrating last time that I didn't see them. So I wanted to share a few things. It's been 5 years since I had my first baby. I am entering my 36th week of pregnancy with my second. And a lot of things are very different this time than they were the first time. And so I wanted to share the things that I'm doing differently and just circumstantially how I've set myself up to have a very different experience postpartum this time than last time, and why I think it's so important that moms to be or people who are planning to become parents in the future set themselves up to have a really gracious postpartum period. Because postpartum can be crazy, crazy hard. Are y'all writing? I'm gonna write a comment myself, you guys, to show up. Maybe that'll work. You guys see my comment? This is absurd that I can't see any comments. I'm just gonna like randomly send emojis and shit and hopefully. Oh, there you are. Hi, Bridget. No, I am not. I haven't had the baby yet. I am preparing for the baby. Okay, perfect. You see my comment. I can see comments now. Yay, good. So, let's talk a little bit about that. So first of all, everything I'm going to share comes from experience of having a really, really difficult postpartum period, my first child. I was not excited about having a baby the entire time that I was pregnant with my son. I was terrified. I was deep down really, really scared. And I was working as a full-time massage therapist at the time. That's the only job that I had. And I knew that while I would be given maternity leave for 3 months and my position would be held, that I was not going to earn any money. So like once you're gone from doing body work and you're not seeing clients, that's it. So I worked up until my water broke. My water broke at work, working really, really hard, probably more than was adequate for my body, which is why I ended up going into labor early and saving as much money as I possibly could, because I just knew that it was going to be really challenging. And so I was really stressed out about that. I was really anxious about that. And then after I had my son, I slammed right into postpartum depression and anxiety, both at the same time. And that was excruciatingly painful. I didn't know what was happening when it was going on. All I knew was that I was miserable. I couldn't stop crying. I knew that it was more than the baby blues that my nurse had told me about, because those don't last very long. Hi, Megan. I ended up, my postpartum depression and anxiety lasted pretty much 1.5 years post-birth. And I ended up so bad that I was having suicidal ideation, which is very scary. I never had inclinations of like hurting my child or anything like that. Some women do. Some women go through psychosis and experience that. I didn't. I wanted to hurt myself. I wanted to exit out of the picture. I somehow had convinced myself that my husband would be better off, and my son would be better off without me. And that's very, very scary. And so if you're having this experience and you're watching this video, please get help as soon as possible. I feel really crazy blessed that two things happened in my life at the same time. The first was I happened to have, at the time, our insurance, I had an insurance called Harkin, and there was a nurse practitioner who was my doctor, who was a very holistic mom of 6 herself. And when I went in for a checkup, she just knew something was wrong right away. And so she went way out of her way to make sure that I had the care and the attention that I needed, because she could just see it. So I'm endlessly grateful for that woman. I feel like she was like an angel in disguise during that moment in my life. And I just have never forgotten her. And the second thing that happened 3 months postpartum, right when I was in this really difficult place, because I knew I was going to have to go back to work. But I was also having a lot of anxiety. So I didn't want to leave my house, a little bit of that agoraphobia. I didn't want to leave my son with anybody. I mean, when I said I had anxiety about anybody watching my son, even his dad, I didn't feel comfortable even with his dad watching him. That's how bad my anxiety was. I knew I was never going to be able to go back to work full time. And so that was stressing me out, because I wouldn't trust anybody with my son. My husband and I couldn't alternate days. That was not a possibility for us. I didn't have any family close by to help me with him. So at that time was really when I made a dual decision. The first one was I needed to start taking care of my body. I was not losing the baby weight. I was heavy. I was uncomfortable. And I was just out of it, nutritionally deficient. And then I needed to find something that I could do from home to supplement that income. So that's when I started Beachbody coaching, when I was like 3 months postpartum. And at that point, I really started it for me, because I needed to get fit, and I needed that. I remembered that being one of the things that helped me feel the best before I became a mom. And so I was just like, I'm going to just do that. Also, it came with a discount on things, and I was like, okay, well, that will be good as well. It came with some supplements for me to try, which I've known about supplements for a long time, and I love them. I just had not really been giving myself any. And so I gave that a shot, and then I was like, well, I could earn an income, at home too, so maybe that will work out for me as well. Now, here's what happened. When I became a coach, I plugged into a community of other people, and so I started finally meeting other moms online. I was the only mom in my friend circle at the time, so it gave me community, which I didn't have. It gave me a mentor, so it gave me someone to actually talk to and reach out to when I was struggling. It also gave me a purpose. Like, it almost gave me this side project, which was around health, which I'm really passionate about. So it shifted my focus from I'm so depressed, I want to out myself, to I'm here now to help other people. And so this is like one of my number one recommendations whenever someone is either interested in what I do as a business and wants to join our organization or something like that. They're usually not in a great place, which is so interesting, right? You would think if you were going to start your own business or do something like that, you would be in an awesome place where you can help other people and you have so much time and energy to serve. That's not what happens. The people that are attracted to this kind of work, particularly what we do as coaches, usually start in a really dark place in their life. But what ends up happening is, because they're focused on serving other people and not so much themselves, it drives the attention away from the suffering, and it gives them purpose. And it helps them slowly pull themselves out from that place. It was really this alchemical, magical experience for me, where I finally stopped wanting to die, literally, and wanted to live, and then wanted to help other people. So it gave me this whole new direction for life. Mia, you are so sweet. Thank you. So that's what happened around that time. And I, started to lose the weight. I started to feel better. I started to supplement really intensely. So all of my symptoms kind of gradually went away. And even with that, it took a year and a half to not feel that way. So this time I'm doing things very differently. And I have some items I'm gonna share with you guys in a second that I am putting in my postpartum care kit. And I will put the links to those things below as well. Some of them are from Amazon. Some of them I personally rep and can send you the link for. But I think everybody should have a plan for postpartum care. I think we plan so much for baby and baby care, and we don't plan at all for mothers and what comes afterwards. And I think that's really, really important. Now, before I show you the items and we go through that, I want to really give a shout out to my network marketing business and what I did in the past 5 years with Beachbody, because income disclaimer, you earn what you work for, blah, 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 blah. It just doesn't land in your lap. Like, you do have to have the desire to grow a business and to serve other people within this company. Like, if you don't want to help other people, you're not going to be successful here for sure. However, this whole past year, since the moment I found out I was pregnant in last August to recently, where I have really struggled with depression and anxiety, and I've had to really slow down on working and resting way more, my residual income has supported me, which is insane. And I remember when I had my son, I said to myself, I never want to be in this financial position ever again. I never want to be so stressed out about money when I bring in another baby into the world that I can't even enjoy having a baby, which was my reality with my son. I was so stressed out about that. And I did it. You know, I am at a place where I can say I did that. I created the financial means to be able to have another baby and not worry about maternity leave or going back to a job or doing anything like that. And I'm really fucking proud of that, because that was a lot of work, a lot of learning, a lot of growing, a lot of dedication, and just it's been so rewarding because of my organization and the people I've met, the clients I've been able to help. And it's been really powerful to see myself create something like that for myself. So I highly recommend that if you're a new mom, that you think about things that you love to do to create a passive income stream for yourself, because that will save you when things are tough and you need a break and you can't show up every single day with the same stamina or the same energy. It's worth it. Okay, so if you're interested specifically in fitness and health, then I'm more than happy to talk to you about that, and you can drop me a message or a comment. But it could be anything that you love and you're passionate about. There's so many ways to create passive income online, and I'm really passionate about business in general. I help a lot of entrepreneurs with human design stuff specifically, whether they want to join my organization or they're doing their own thing or they're in another company or whatever. I love helping women, especially with business, because business to me is the ticket to creating long-term financial freedom. And so any way that I can help you, support you, give you clarity, I'm happy to do that. So that's my little piece on that. All right, so we're gonna talk about 4 items that I didn't have the first time that I'm so excited to have the second time. And I'm hoping that it helps you guys if you're preparing, or maybe you know someone who's about to have a baby, so you can gift this to them because they will be really thankful that you did. Okay. Number 1 is postpartum panties. So I didn't have to change underwear when I was pregnant. They sat underneath my belly, but my size didn't change. I stayed the same size. So I didn't have to change them the first time or the second time, but postpartum, whether you have a C-section or a vaginal delivery, number 1, your uterus will start contracting to go back to what it was before. We'll talk about how to deal with that discomfort in a second. But you want to feel more contained. You want to have underwear that is comfortable, that breathes, but also that gives you this slight compression so that you feel a little bit put together. So these are the ones that I ordered, and I'm again going to put the link to that online. Now, you notice this top piece of fabric. This will go above a C-section scar. So typically speaking, if you do end up with a C-section, this will right above it so that it's not really uncomfortable and rubbing. They're cotton, they're super soft. They do fit those hospital-sized, phone book thick pads that they hand you after you deliver a child. And so these are, they're normal size. So I would just order your actual pre-pregnancy size. They have like XXX too. Like they go pretty high up in size. These are just mediums because that's my normal size. And this particular one comes with a pack of 5. So it's like, I got the ones that is like 3 black and then 2 gray. I've packed 2 of them for my hospital bag because they do give you these mesh underwears after you deliver, which are not super uncomfortable. They sound weird, but they're actually fine. They breathe nice. So, but I have packed 2 and I have these 2 for when I get home. So again, it's a pack of 5. I tried one on the other day just to make sure that it was like comfortable. And again, I'll put the link to that below, but I do recommend having something like that. Just the slight compression, it's not a lot of compression, just a little bit is really helpful. It makes you feel tucked in. It makes you feel more comfortable. At least I found that. Okay, the second thing we're going to talk about is, so once you deliver, if you're a new mom, you probably don't know this, but if you're a veteran mom, then you do. Your uterus will start to shrink back down to its normal size. Now, after you have a baby, not necessarily if you have a C-section because you just had an open wound, but if you do deliver vaginally, a nurse will come in and massage your abdomen pretty freaking hard to start that process. And then as you nurse, if you choose to nurse, you will notice that every time you nurse, you create contraction in your abdomen, and that's just like a signal to get your uterus to go back down to its normal size. I can't speak for what happens after you have a cesarean. I imagine you're still going to have the same contractions because I didn't have one. So there is this product called After Ease. Show it right here, that you can find on Amazon. It is an herbal tonic, and it is specifically designed to help with those cramps, with those pains. Also, as you have more children, I have been told those recovery cramps feel worse. So having something like this, even gifting something like this to an expectant mom is probably a great idea. So I am pumped about having this. You can mix it in water or juice. The ingredients are cramp bark, black haw bark, yarrow, and motherwort. So there's that. Again, I will link all of this stuff below. The third thing is something that I have been using for the past 5 years since I've been postpartum. I started this 3 months after I had my son. Disclaimer, I would, take ingredients, share them with your doctor, of course. But I had enough experience with holistic supplements and things of that nature that I was unconcerned when I started using this product. Personal experience, it did help me with my milk supply as well, probably because I was severely undernourished, and it has flax as well, which helps in general. But Shaco is something that my company makes. It is, I use only the plant-based formula. It can be used as a meal replacement. Most of my clients use them for breakfast because most of my clients don't eat breakfast. So they rather shake something up or blend something up and go. The thing that's really cool about this supplement, and again, I have tried every vegan supplement on the market, and number one, they all taste like trash to me in comparison. And number two, they're nowhere near as complete between pre-probiotic, digestive enzymes, the amount of mushrooms that are in this product, adaptogens for mental health and balancing is crazy. There's so much that's in this. But I think it's really important to note that last year we launched in France. So the company went public in France for our workout programs. And Shakeology actually got accepted into the EU as a supplement to sell in Europe. Now, if you know anything about Europe, their standards for supplementation are extremely high. They have banned 1 million ingredients compared to America, and this just got on their market. So what does that tell you? That tells you that this is a clean product, that is safe, and that even in Europe, where their standards for nutrition are exceptionally high compared to ours, it's acceptable. So I'm really proud of the product. I've always ranted about it. That is a product you want to have on your side for quick nutrition, because as a new mom, you're tired and you don't have time necessarily to make the best food choices. So that is something that you can do that is safe. So I will give you my personal link below. Now I can bundle this for you and give you like a really great rate on it, a discounted rate on it. So if you're interested in that, you can also send me a message and let me know. But I'll put the link down below for that. And the bag is like, for me, it's like a 34-day supply. It says 30, but it's really like 34. All right, so that's for eating. And then the last thing I'm gonna share was for recovering your lady bits from delivery. Now, delivery is hard on your lady bits, whether you have a cesarean or you have a vaginal delivery, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be bleeding for a while post, and things just feel real weird. So I decided this time I was gonna order postpartum bath salts. You can't even see that, there we go. And made with essential oils. And these are all therapeutic grade essential oils that are in here. High quality Epsom salt and vitamin C, which will naturally remove chlorine and ammonia from bath water, which is super, super nice. Now this pack, this is 2 pounds. This can be used not only in like an actual bathtub, but a sitz bath, which is what I recommend if you don't have the sitz bath that sits on your toilet that you can pour this into with warm water and sit in. Get one. Magical for a lot of reasons. I used it for my son when he had an infection in his genitals, and my husband's used it. I've used it, like we've all used the sitz bath. It's magical. You can also add a little bit of this into that little peri bottle they give you when you deliver, which is just for cleaning after you go to the bathroom. You can dissolve some of that into the water and use it as well. It dissolves real nice. But I didn't have this the first time. I didn't have any of this the first time, and I regret that I didn't even know about this. So I will link this as well, the postpartum salts below. So good. So those are the 4 things that I would recommend that every mom that's about to have a baby have, or if you know someone who's about to have a baby, gift them these 4 things. One of them, or make them a bundle or something. They will be so grateful. I promise. And if you watch this and you have any questions about any of the 4 things, or you know how to use them or whatever, please let me know. I'm happy to answer that. Again, I will be sharing all the details below so that you can follow the links. And that is it for my postpartum then versus now. I love you guys as always. Be well, take care of yourself and take care of each other, and I will chat with you soon.